Hi, my name is Pat Goodwin with patgoodwinassociates.com. Today we're going to talk about putting together a resume. A resume is your documentation about the work, your work experience, and how well you've done your job. So if we look at the basic components of writing a resume or putting together a resume, at the top of this page, which would be an 8 by 10 page, I would encourage you to use a 10 or 11-point font. Centered and bold in all caps would be your name. Right under that would be your address if you choose to use your address. If you choose not to use your address based on security reasons, you would have then your email address, which would be a professional email address, not a silly email address, but then you would have your number, and you might want to have both numbers, your home and your cell, or you could just use your cell. Make sure the message on your cell is professional. Then underneath that you would have the word summary, which is centered in bold and caps. And then 3 or 4 sentences written about who you are, how well you work, how do you think. Employers want to know what you've done, when you've done it, and where. But they meet you, they want to know if you can demonstrate how you think. So developing the resume is preparing you for that interview more than you realize. So writing a resume would start with a summary, 3 or 4 sentences to have you demonstrate what you've done in your work, what is your areas of expertise, and how well do you work. You're highly motivated, you are detail-oriented, you are strategic in your thinking, you're in business development. Right under that, then you would have centered in bold the word professional experience. And then underneath that, a space down, you would have the name of the company on the left, the city and state, and then to the right you would have your beginning date of employment. You could round it off in years, or you could put the actual month and day, and then to present. If you've left that organization, then you want to have the date of when you left. Underneath the company, you would have your current title or your most recent title. Then you begin developing statements called accomplishment statements based on what I call the SAR methodology. What is the situation, the action, result? When you put on your resume just a job description, responsible for, responsible for, responsible for, developed, 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 you're not saying a lot about what you've done or how you think other than the exact job description. So try to develop the statements. Underneath that you would have your position after the one you're in currently, and then you go back about 10 years and you can cut out some things if they're not relevant to the career that you're in right now. You would have your education centered in bold, all caps. If you have a degree, you would want to put the name of your degree first, comma, the name of the university, city, state. Most people leave off city, state, then they would put the year if that's important. Below that, if you have any certifications, if you have any technical writing skills, if you have any technical skills, computer skills, office skills such as Word or Excel, you would want to have that down there. And then make sure that the resume is spelled correctly. Have someone else look at it to proofread it. You want to make sure that it exemplifies the value that you bring to the person who's reading the resume and how you can bring value to the company that you want to interview with. So that's how you build a resume.